It is easy to stand in a crowd, but it takes courage to stand alone. Mahatma Gandhi. A season of loneliness and isolation is when the caterpillar gets its wings. Remember that next time you feel alone. Mandy Hale. Alright guys, so welcome to KHALEELA'S TV. It's your girl KHALEELA, and today we are going to talk about feeling lonely. Alright, what we're going to do is first we're going to define exactly what lonely is, and then I'm going to share with you guys some things that I personally do to combat that feeling of loneliness. And I'm also going to share with you guys some things that I would like to knock off my bucket list, so that some things that I can do when I do feel alone next time. All right, so let's jump into it. So feeling lonely is basically a feeling of sadness because you're alone, right? You're feeling sad because you don't have your friends, you're feeling sad because you don't have your family around, or feeling sad because you don't have a particular person around. But whatever it may be, it's just kind of feeling like in some way, shape, or form abandoned, or just not having a lack of companionship with others, right? So that's what loneliness is essentially, right? Now, there are different ways in which the feeling of loneliness can manifest, right? It can manifest, again, because you are alone and away from the people that you love and care about, or you can be in a room filled with people and still in some way, shape, or form feel alone. We're not going to quite jump into the lonely feeling you get when you're in a room full of people. We're gonna just kind of speak today about some things that you really can just do by yourself, right? When you're feeling sad and you kind of just want to pull yourself out of that real quick, we're just gonna talk about some things that you can do to pull yourself out of that sense of loneliness. All right, so let's jump into that. So first on the list is listening to a podcast. I love listening to podcasts and audiobooks because essentially they allow me to multitask and do different things at the same time. So for the podcast, if I'm listening to a podcast for like entertainment, like let's say I'm really sad, or I'm really feeling alone and I kind of want something that's a little bit more entertaining, I'll pop in the Joke Button podcast. But if I'm like feeling sad and alone and I kind of want something more educational or therapeutic that can kind of give me more insight on what I'm currently going through, I'll plug in and I'll listen to the podcast Therapy for Black Girls, and that has really helped to pull me out of those stages where I am alone and I'm like grieving the loss of someone, whether it be a romantic relationship or a friendship partnership. It like with the Therapy for Black Girls podcast, it gives you a lot of insight into things that we experience on a daily basis and provide different perspectives. So I definitely do love listening to that when I'm feeling alone. Now for the books, I listen to audio. I always listen to my books. If you are more comfortable with, like, let's say just picking up a book, then of course do that. But I love listening because I can do different things while I'm listening to it. But for the books, if you're into books and you kind of want to do that while you're feeling lonely, some suggestions I have for you. If you're looking for more of an educational kind of thing, you can plug in and listen to Emotional Intelligence, The Subtle Art by Mark Manson. What else? Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. There's so many of them you could listen to. I think Ryan Holiday, he also have another one called Obstacle is the Way or something like that, but I'll plug it somewhere here on the screen. Now if you're looking for like something to really pull you out of that loneliness and not really something more of a therapeutic vibe, I would say urban literature. I love me an urban lit book. I'll listen to the Thug series by Wahida Clark, or I'll listen to Ethic, which is also another good one. But those are the books that and podcasts that I essentially listen to just to kind of pull me out of any feelings of loneliness. Now, some other things that I do is I'll pamper myself. I'll go out, I'll get my nails done, I'll go out, I'll get my hair done, I'll go out, get myself a massage. Now, if I am not financially at a space where I can do these things for myself, because I do have my times where, you know, I do have the extra cash to spend and splurge on myself, but then there are some times where it's like, yo, it's tight, so I'm gonna do these things myself. What I'll do is I'll pop on a YouTube video and like look up like how to braid hair and stuff like that. I'll braid my own hair. I'll probably go to I'll go to like the beauty supply store and I'll pop on some $5 pack of nails, you know, put some press-ons or something like that. This hair right now, it's a wig.
The ghetto. The ghetto. The ghetto.
You know, and I've never really worn wigs, but it's like when you're financially down, I don't think like essentially you should let that stop you from looking your best or feeling your best. So definitely being able to like kind of just pamper myself, pop on a YouTube video how to do makeup with like cheap cosmetics and stuff like that. Like I just like do those little things so that I look good, and once I look good I be like, ew, can't nobody stop me. So I do those things for pampering myself. Another thing that a couple other things that I do is I exercise. And now for me, I exercise almost every day. Not every day, I want to say at least 5 times for the week, but that is something that just always picks up my mood. I do cardio, I do heavy lifting, and that just naturally boosts my mood. But if you're not somebody who is into like exercising or whatever, perhaps going for a walk, perhaps going for a jog, you know, taking a Zumba class or something like that, that will definitely pick up your mood, because what it will do is it'll produce those happy hormones that you need. And it also ties back again into that look good, feel good kind of thing. It's like when I'm done with my workout and I sweat and it's like I take off the band and stuff like that, and I'm like, yo, like, you look good. Like, you know, my arms look a little bit toner, you know, my stomach look a little bit flatter. Like it just kind of like, you know, it just kind of adds to that feeling of, okay, well, I am happy with myself. I am happy with the focus that I am putting on myself and that investment into myself, that investment of time into myself. I'll take like a free online course. Right now, what I'm currently doing is, and you don't have, it's not like an online course where it's like I have to be stationed and like you know, like when you go to college and stuff like that and you're taking an online course and you have to produce all this extra material. No, it's like when you choose to take a free online course, I don't know, there's like this element of I want to do this thing, so it's not like you're being hazed or into writing 20 pages about something or having to reflect. You're able to just sit through the course, take the information that you want, leave behind what you don't, and move on with your life. But I feel like taking courses and being open to receiving information that you didn't have before, it widens your perspective, it widens your knowledge, and it just allows you to see things differently. I'm taking a course now on how to be happy, right? And one of the suggestions that she makes is kind of staying in the moment. And it also taught me so many different things that I thought would have made me happy, that with research and stuff like that the Hale University and this teacher have conducted actually doesn't make you happy. So just having that information, it helps me, right? So nonetheless, just try to pop in a course about something that you've always wanted to learn about. They're free, they're online, and it's about doing what you want to do, right? Not something that you have to be forced into. Of course, you know, music and movies, you know, you can always put some good music on, put a good movie on as well. But also like going out to the movies by yourself, that's something that I want to do. That is one of them that are on my bucket list of things that I would want to do. But taking yourself out to eat, right? I feel like there's this, I've done that, and I feel like there's this negative connotation that, oh well, if you're going out by yourself you're lame, or if you're going out by yourself other people are going to be laughing at you, or other people. No, none of that is actually true. And if you do go out by yourself and other people are having something to say about like what you're doing, then that's a reflection of them and what they have going on. Like, mind your business, you know what I mean? But my favorite restaurant is Cheesecake, and I'll go and I get my shrimp scampi and I have a good time, right? I freaking take my laptop or I take my phone and whatever, and I have my entertainment that I'm into while I am sitting down enjoying one of my favorite meals. So definitely take yourself out more often. Take yourself out, treat yourself as how you would, like, if you were in a group, if you were in a group of friends, or if you were in a group of family, you would want to go to these places, you would want to do these things, right? So do them for yourself, go out alone. Another one that I've been doing is I've just been cooking my favorite meals, like just taking the time to say, you know what is something that I like, or just looking online and like seeing different recipes and whatever, and it's like, you know what, let me cook this meal and see how it comes out, see if I like it, and I'd be like, you know, like just trying something new. So those are things that I also do. Okay, these two are like the ones that that are like at the top of my radar. If I'm feeling lonely, I go to the beach, I go to a lake, I try to find a body of water to just go to. I feel like the atmosphere, that the water, the beaches, the sands, the lake, whatever, like whatever atmosphere is there, it is just so peaceful to me. It's just so peaceful to me. Just being able to sometimes take off my shoes and just walk on the sand, feel the wind blowing in my face, just sitting on the sand and hearing the waves and stuff like that. Like, it just does something to my soul that I don't feel alone anymore. I don't feel like I'm sad anymore. I don't feel like, you know, like I'm not supported by others. It just takes my mind away from that, where I'm able to like kind of just connect with nature. Now you can go and actually take a hike. I am not in like a city where there are much mountains for me to take a hike, but if you do live in a city for that, then go ahead, because they say like when you're able to, what was it they said, it's like whenever you're able to actually connect with nature and go out in nature, it helps. Okay, so another thing that I do to help me when I'm feeling lonely is I focus on what are some things that I want to pursue, right? So I don't know if you guys have ever had this, but as a kid I always wanted to be an actress, and I've never ever had that creative outlet to just like, you know, say how I feel, dress up and look nice and stuff like that. Like, I'm being honest with you guys, like the makeup, it makes me feel good and and I feel like I look good and stuff like that, but it's not something that I do on an everyday basis. So whenever I'm able to just kind of like just dress up, put on my makeup, look cute and stuff like that, it taps into that creative actress vibe that I always wanted as a kid. So it's not like I'm not like an actress, but it puts me in that same role that I've always wanted to accomplish. So being able to sit behind the camera, being able to look good and kind of just talk and share my opinions and stuff like that, it's allowed me to tap into something that I've always wanted to do. So if you're somebody who, let's say, you've always wanted to be a rapper, you've always wanted to be a singer, you've always wanted to be an actress, you've always wanted to own your own restaurant, own your own business, in your time when you're feeling lonely, work on that. Work on your craft. Work on perfecting that thing that you've always wanted to do. look back into your history, like, yo, what did I want to do as a kid, and how can I possibly pursue that? I don't want to say invest a whole bunch of money or invest a whole bunch of time into it, because you have other responsibilities, but I am saying, like, if you want to be a rapper, turn on a beat, listen to different beats on YouTube, write your raps. If you want to, I don't know, be a business owner, you want to open your restaurant or whatever, do the research. Okay, how can I become a restaurant owner? How can I do these things? How can I become this person that I want to become? And then start taking the small steps to be there, right? Start, okay, well, I'm gonna need this license, I'm gonna need this permit, I'm gonna need a building. Okay, well, how much do I need for the building? How much do I need to save up? Where do I need to, where is that source of income gonna come from? If you wanted to be a singer, there are vocal coaches all over YouTube. Practice it. Do the those things that they'll have us do, like, and like kind of just practice on your craft. You've always wanted to be a writer, journal, tap into that thing that you've always wanted to do, and take the small steps that will get you there. And honestly, this is just going off on a little bit of sidebar here with this one, because this is the one that has helped me a lot, focusing on my YouTube, focusing on my channel and stuff like that. It puts you in a place where those feelings of loneliness, those feelings of sadness that you're feeling because you don't have people, you're not around people, you're not around your family, you're not around your friends, or let's say you didn't get invited to that event, you didn't get invited to that party, so now you want to be sad about it. Like, that's how I used to feel in the past. But once I shift my focus and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna focus on creating content, I'm gonna focus on pursuing something that I've always wanted to pursue creatively, it takes my mind away from all of that. And I'm now honestly at a space where I now turn down invitations. It's just like, no, I'm busy with working on stuff, I'm busy with going out alone, I'm busy with reading my books, I'm busy with practicing and performing my yoga, going to the I get so consumed in doing things by myself and for myself that anyone that comes into my life or whatever, like, they're gonna have to add something to me, add something to, like, you're gonna have to make it more fun, basically, you know what I mean? If I'm gonna be happier alone, happier doing something by myself, then I'm gonna rather do that than fake smile just to be around other people, or fake the funk just to be around people that essentially don't really bring that connection that I can have by myself. So I said all of that to say, knock off some of those things that are on your bucket list of things that you want to do. Focus a little bit more on yourself, and add to you. Fill your own cup so that whenever anyone else comes around you, you're pouring from a full cup. You're not pouring from a empty cup of like feeling like you have to do certain things or to keep a friendship, or you have to do certain things so that you have people around you. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you want to be around me? Alright, cool. You don't want to be around me? Alright, even better. You know what I mean? Alright. So now, since I went off on my little tangent, let's go back onto the script. Okay, so we have one more thing on the list, and then we're gonna jump into my bucket list of things that I would like to try out, right? So cleaning the house. I find like whenever the house is chaotic and I feel lonely, it only adds to that. But when I have a clean space, when everything is clean, when everything is where it's supposed to be, it's just like, yeah, I feel lonely, but I can walk around and it's not messy. But when it's messy, it's just like that. Remember in the beginning when I said to you guys, like, if I don't look good and stuff like that, I don't look cute, my hair isn't done and stuff like that, it only adds to that dampening mood. But if my hair looks good, my nails look good, I'm feeling great, I worked out, my house is clean, all these different things, like, it picks up my spirit. But if all these things, like my house is dirty, I didn't fold my laundry and stuff like that, it does dampen the mood, right? So definitely fold them laundry, all right? Fold up them laundry, clean the house and stuff like that. Make sure that your surroundings is well kept. All right. So some of the things that are on my bucket list of things that I would love to do alone is I would love to go bowling alone. I mentioned going to the movies before. I'd love to go to the museum alone or the aquarium alone. Like, I've been to these places, but I've been to them with other people. So I think if I were to actually go to these places alone, I'd be able to focus on those little prompter things that they'll have, like, you know, little signs that give us information about the actual insect or the fish or the shark or whatever. Those little description things, right? I feel like if I go alone, I'll actually be more interested in picking up the actual information that's there, and I'm not just chatting with somebody about, oh, the fish is pretty, you know what I mean? Like, I'll be able to actually learn some things. So definitely finding some museums to go to alone, I feel like that would be fun. What else? Going to like an adventure park alone. I go to adventure parks and stuff like that, but it's always been with a group of people. So I feel like it would be fun to actually go to one of these, not really like Six Flags, but like a water park alone. I feel like that would be fun. So that's on my bucket list. What else? Taking an acting class. Oh my god, I want to take an acting class. I like literally signed up for it, but then got cold feet and I didn't do it. So taking an acting class is one of the things that I would like to do, and taking a boxing class. So those are some things that are on my bucket list of things to do, you know, to kind of pull me out of my funk, right? I feel like when you're able to enjoy your own time and do things that you've always wanted to do and do them by yourself, you find more internal peace. Now, another thing that I've recently picked up that is also very, very fun for me is I paint. So I painted this today. I actually painted it with my kid, but I do paint alone. I find like it is very therapeutic. You put some music on, you grab your different colors, you get your canvas, you get, of course, your little, I don't have like the fancy thing to like kind of hang it, so I get like a big garbage bag and I put it on the floor and I put my canvas down and I started painting like crazy stuff. And then I was like, okay, Khaleela, can you create something fun? And then I put my hand on it and then I started creating that with my hand, and then I did love, you know what I mean? But yeah, just paint, you know, do little things like that that'll pull you out of your mood. All right, but nonetheless, guys, I want you guys to keep in mind, right, what we said in the beginning of the video, those two quotes that I got from Google. What did it say? It said, "It is easy to stand in a crowd, but it takes courage to stand alone. And a season of loneliness and isolation is when the caterpillar gets its wings. Remember that next time you feel alone." All right, so my little caterpillars, all right, go and work on yourself, focus on yourself, have fun by yourself, do the things that you guys love to do, want to do by yourself, because it is sometimes too, when you're in a group of people, I feel like, and you want to pursue some certain things and you have certain interests that you want to get into, but those interests that you have solo dolo isn't in alignment with what the group wants. So it's just like, yo, all those different things that you've been holding yourself back, you be like, I don't want to do this, but wait, I can't, blah blah. Just start doing them, start having fun by yourself, and it'll bring so much more peace to your life when you realize that you can have just as much fun by yourself than you can in a crowd. And I feel like that makes you so powerful, not needing a group of people, not needing that external validation or that external companion. Yes, eventually you may want to connect with people, but when you are at peace alone and you're pouring into your own cup and you're taking care of your own self, then you will, when you get around people, it will bring forth, I feel, a more authentic vibe, or at least it has for me. It's just like, if we're not clicking, if we're not vibing, I no longer succumb myself to a bad situation or to a bad environment. It's like, nah, I'm good by myself. Anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. I would like for you guys to check out this video here on happiness, the things that I do to help to live a content life, and hope it helps you guys. See you next time. Bye.